Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to Tekpon. Today our guest is Vaios, the founder at Upset Partners. Hello.
Hello, Christian. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. First of all, please tell us what is Upset Partners.
Perfect. Upset Partners is a go-to-market studio or a go-to-market agency, if you want, for early stage B2B SaaS startups. So we help from pre-seed up to Series A B2B software businesses on the go-to-market side. So we have a framework which is mainly about outbound sales, a tested framework. And then we agree with the founders the goals and KPIs, and we have our own resources that implement this framework on the behalf of the founders.
Okay, my first question that comes to mind is why are there upset partners? Why are
Why
they
Upset
upset?
Partners?
Yeah,
For
why
two
the name?
reasons. For two reasons. First of all, we started Upset Partners. We come up with this name in order to show that we can do the big surprise. So it's a big upset for the founders that we work with. So we want to work with founders who are perceived as underdogs. So we work with them in order to make the big upset and from the underdog to become champions. That's one thing. And the other thing, the other, way to interpret our name is that we were upset because of the fact that founders did not have the support that they need in the very beginning, especially the first-time founders. And we wanted to build a service, we wanted to build a business for this particular problem, to help founders, early-stage founders, helping them with the go-to-market, which is, at least based on our understanding, is probably the most important component in the very beginning. It
It
seems
is.
that technology and product development is a little bit starting to, commoditizing. So go-to-market and distribution becomes increasingly important. So that's why we wanted to do something in order to help, especially the first-time founders on this on the go-to-market side.
Okay, and how exactly do you help them? Do you help them set processes? Do you help them hire new people? What, let's say, what is the process usually?
We don't sell time and material, as we say. We don't have the people to sell and actually to have our customers hire them on our behalf. What we do is
Okay,
that we craft the strategy. So we work closely with the founders to identify the market, the key strengths of the business, the landscape, the traction so far. And based on these elements, then we craft a tailor-made go-to-market strategy for this particular business. Of course, we have a framework which is tested and validated, and we try to adjust this framework to the particularities of this business. And then once we agree with the founders, the goals and the KPIs and the strategy to move forward, we have our own resources who implement this strategy. And we do all the sales funnel up to the closing part. In some cases also we do the closing. And we do everything. I mean, from lead generation, doing the outreach, multi-channel, closing the demos, participating in the demos, building the playbooks for the demos, and all the materials and the tools that come along.
yeah, so you're basically their partner when it comes to go to market.
Exactly. That's why some founders they call us commercial co-founders as a service.
I love that. Um, and how big is your team?
Now at the moment we are 6 persons.
Okay. Uh, and how do you find these founders? Do they usually come to you? Is it through recommendations?
I would say that half of the founders that we work with have come from references, either from other founders that we work with or from my personal network. They know me, they know my history, my track record on the B2B SaaS, and they have found me, simple as that. And probably the remaining 50% has joined us after reaching out to them. I mean, we also do outbound because we are
Yes.
mastering the outbound. So we do outbound to some very specific and very relevant founders. And I would say that half of the portfolio has been generated from my network, and the rest of the portfolio has been generated through outreach that we have done to relevant people.
Okay. What would you say are the top 3 mistakes that founders make when it comes to go to market?
On the go-to-market in general, in terms of building the business.
You can mention whichever you want.
Probably, I think that the most common problem is that they are not very certain. They're not very 100% sure about the problem that they are solving. So they don't have a very good understanding about the problem. That's one thing. The other thing that's probably the most common across the founders, but especially on the first-time founders. The second most common, let's say, problem that I see, or mistake, if you want, that early stage founders do, especially on the go-to-market, is that they're trying to target a lot of different verticals, a lot of different personas, a lot of different use cases. So they're trying to serve a lot of people. So they are afraid, although some founders have understood the importance of being narrow and niche, they don't take the risk. They are on a constant hurry. They want to bring some results to show some revenues, and they're trying to bring revenues from whoever. Instead of trying to take them more time, but find relevant customers from the target ICP, they usually, are on a hurry and try to bring on board almost everyone who could pay some money.
Yeah, I understand. And how? Why do you stop at Series A? What is the process? You usually said it's seed, not pre-seed, right? Seed to Series A.
From pre-seed up to Series A.
Okay. Uh, how do you see the founders transforming in these years? Like in the beginning, they don't know anything about go-to-market, and at Series A they start to have their own sales team and everything, right?
That's good.
I think
Look,
it's beautiful.
it's beautiful. In the beginning, most of the founders believe that B2B sales is all about network. So, okay, I have some people, I have some network, so I need to utilize the network, which is a good thing to do to bring this first one, two, three customers or the design partners, as we say.
Hmm.
But probably the best founders out there realize really soon that they need some specialized support on this. So it's something that they cannot do it on their own. They cannot rely on their personal network. They need to build an engine, first of all, to bring a lot of relevant people in front of them and have a discussion. It's not about exactly sales, but it's mainly about customer development, discussing with relevant people, getting feedback, understanding the problem in more depth, and defining the ICP more clear.
Hmm.
That's the first thing. This is what most of the best founders do. And then they build a system with specialized resources to start scaling the revenue engine. This is how it evolves.
So you have all the tools necessary to define ICP, personas, messaging, everything, all the tools to, yeah, basically create a department, right, for them.
We build, first of all, in some cases, we have some founders, some teams that have their own initial sales infrastructure. So we start working on top of the existing sales infrastructure. Either this
Hmm.
is just a CRM or some other more sophisticated prospecting tool.
Yeah.
We want to utilize what they already have. In some other cases, we start from scratch. So we start by building the CRM, setting up the HubSpot, using all the prospecting tools, trying to combine all these new AI tools, but also with some handcrafted approach. And at least this is what we have seen that it works really well. A combination of automation, but also handcrafted approach. That's another one thing that I have seen with many founders, especially in the very beginning of their go-to-market journey, is that they either think that everything should be very customized, or they think that they should be fully automated. And we have seen that it's not something in these two extremes. It's something in the middle. So you need to utilize automations. You need to have AI tools to do the heavy lifting automatically, but
Right.
you need to incorporate some qualitative elements, handcraft approach to make the difference.
Okay. And what should founders know before they come to you or reach out for a partner?
What do you mean? What they should know in terms of what?
I mean, what should be their expectations? How long does it take? What are the, let's say, advantages and disadvantages? Why should they hire themselves or come to you for?
Yeah, look, that's a great question. Founders practically have three different when we are considering to grow a little bit the go-to-market engine or to set up the go-to-market engine, they have three basic different alternatives.
Okay.
One is to hire internally people, practically to hire one senior person and a couple of junior guys. So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's the one alternative. The other alternative is to have a small team, one guy, probably one person within the team, and a couple of outsourcers as a lead generation. And the third alternative is to have a hybrid model like ourselves, which works closely with a team member. It's not part of the payroll, but it's close. We understand the product, we understand the team, the weaknesses, everything. So we work as part of the team. Our proposition is that instead of trying to do this and define everything on your own, try and hire on board who can do this on your behalf at a fraction of the cost, at a much
Nice.
more time-effective way. And we believe that compared to the purely lead generation services, we think that we can give more value because what we have seen is that especially for companies that target from mid-market onwards, and how do we define mid-market? From companies that have more than 100 employees, it's extremely difficult to sell only with a purely lead generation process, outbound lead generation process. So in that case, you need to work closely with the team, understand the product, understand the value proposition, the pain points of the potential customers, and I think that that's also the sweet spot for us.
Thank you for explaining. And from your side, how does it work based on pricing? I don't know, what can you share? Do you also take some equity? Do you work on commissions, or how does it work?
We work with a retainer combined with equity component. The retainer and the equity varies depending on the stage and depending on the goals of the business, of the startup. So we have four different
Okay.
basic plans that can start from targeted pre-seed companies that have a goal just to generate the first 5K MRR, monthly recurring revenues. And we have
Okay.
the fourth tier, which is to scale the sales operation and incorporating two account executives. And they have an objective to reach something like, to add actually, 100 K MRR, monthly recurring revenues.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate the transparency. And I know you also have your own podcast. Can you please tell us more about it?
Look, yeah, I mean, first of all, me personally, I'm into the B2B SaaS world for almost 20 years now. As an employee in the beginning, as a founder myself, now as a service provider, if you want. We are part of the community. I'm a big fan also of SaaS Talk. I know that you are very active for SaaS Talk. And actually, me personally, I'm involved in two different communities. The first one has to do with the SaaS Talk community. So I have managed to bring the SaaS Talk here in Athens, in Greece. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
emerging B2B SaaS startups are coming out from Greece and would like to build a community here. We have seen some
Nice.
really great companies, B2B SaaS companies coming out of Greece, like, for example, Workable. It's one of the companies that I can think of at the moment, the application tracking system. So we want to build a community. And then apart from this, I also want to support entrepreneurs to discuss especially with new founders. And that's why we started Suspect, which is a podcast. We started almost 10 months ago, where we want to interview the most upcoming SaaS founders in emerging ecosystems, not from the typical ecosystems of UK or Berlin or US, for example, but mainly from Southeastern Europe. We believe that there is a
Wow.
talent. We believe that this talent can build amazing businesses, unicorn probably. So we want to start discussing with these founders early on. That's why we call them suspects. So they are the suspects. They are possible to become the
Yeah.
next big thing.
I love that. Amazing. And how did you start with SaaS Talk, being the city leader for Athens?
Look, I think that I attend probably the first SaaS talk. It was back in 2016, 2000. I think it was 2016. I was amazed from the fact that so many talented people, ambitious people, building software businesses. I liked the whole, let's say, environment and the culture. So I think I went twice or three times, And then I had this conversation with the team of the possibility to do this on our local ecosystem, on the Greek ecosystem, and this is how we started. We were in the beginning. We were lucky enough to start the first SaaS event in Athens one day before the lockdown during the first wave of COVID. So it was both, a good event, but also at the same time it was not, that lucky, let's say, incident. So we ran the first event. It was quite successful. We had something like 100 attendees from a lot of companies, investors. It was really engaging, all the whole experience. Then we had of course COVID, and we started again last October 2023. So we have run two events during the last 6 months, and we are planning to launch the new one, the next one, in about a month, end of June.
That's amazing. And now I would love to know more about your story, basically how you started your career, but in depth, if you can share with us, and some lessons that you learned along the way.
Of course. Look, as I said, I have been into B2B SaaS world for something like almost 20 years now. I started in the very beginning as an employee, as a, let's say, second employee in an emerging company within the biggest advertising group on the planet. Back in the day, it used to be Leo Burnett. So I was part of the first team that created new media and web mobile applications. This is where I created a lot of network, a lot of knowledge, and then I always had this need to start building something on my own. And then I started building my own businesses. So far, I have built 3 different B2B SaaS products, ground up, innovative businesses, no copycats. I have raised VC money several times. I have won a successful exit, which was a text marketing platform for FMCGs and big telcos. But I have also seen, let's say, a negative outcome of building a business. So it wasn't always a successful journey for me. And through Upset Partners, I tried actually to utilize all this experience. I understood. I took some time off to think, to see what was my main competence, what the market needs more at the moment, and I came up to the conclusion that, let's say, a good overlap, the sweet spot between what the market needs at the moment and what is my key competence is the go-to-market. So as I said in the beginning, I think that especially now after the AI hype and the AI technology, which is not a hype, I strongly believe that AI will change the way we work and the way we live dramatically. I think it will be even more bigger than the internet itself. So that's why I think that building a tech is becoming extremely easily. So you can build a new product, you can build a new technology much easier on top of the LLM and the foundational models. So that's why I think that having a process, having a strategy, having the ideas on how you can actually take the product into the market is becoming of increasing importance. And at the same time, I think that's my, let's say, key competence and key knowledge that I have collected all these years, and that's why I came up with Upset Partners.
Great story. Thanks for sharing. Do you see yourself starting a new B2B SaaS business in the future, or what is your vision?
I have this thing. I would say I'm a builder. I always want to build new products, and but at the same time, I know how time-consuming, how brain-consuming, how difficult it is. I always have a side hustle. Currently, at the moment, we are working on parallel on a sales tech tool, on a meeting preparation tool for sales reps. Practically, again, it's something that leverages all my network and my knowledge and the insights that I have collected from the market. But at the moment, is a side hustle. It's like a small hobby that I have on building B2B SaaS products. My main focus is Upset Partners, and through Upset Partners, I want to give most of the value to founders. Practically, if you see from some other perspective, is that, look, I'm a go-to-market expert for B2B SaaS businesses, and either I do this through Upset Partners, which is a service vendor for go-to-market for B2B SaaS businesses. Either I can do it with a product that we are building, or who knows what else we can do in the future. But
Absolutely.
everything that we do has the same, let's say, denominator, which is giving value on the go-to-market side for B2B SaaS businesses. That's
I
that's
love
my
it.
that's my mission, if you want.
I love it. Thank you for explaining it so easily. I'm curious now, do you have any favorite software that you use and would recommend to other people?
Favorite software?
Yeah, some B2B SaaS that you like and enjoy using and would recommend to others.
I think that you will not be. I mean, you will not be excited about my choice, but I think that Calendly is an amazing tool.
Yes,
It has made the job, the life of many commercial people and sales professionals much easier. Clay is a product that I discovered recently, and I think it's a really great tool. Clay, I have used Zoom Info in the past. Again, it's a great tool, especially if you target enterprise customers. Yeah, these are the tools that I can think of, at least on the sales tech side. On the productivity side, I would say Notion is an amazing tool. Toggle the productivity. Slide is another one. I know it's similar to Notion, but I would say a little bit more fancy. Slide. I don't know if you know them. Yeah, it's an interesting space. The B2B SaaS tools.
and how many founders can you take at the same time? How many companies can you work with?
First of all, I don't do all the day-to-day job with all the founders.
Yeah.
So I'm actively participating in the first, let's say, diagnostic session, so there's in the business. Then I also participating a lot with my team on crafting the go-to-market strategy. And from that point onwards, I just want to have some check and balances with my team and the founders. And it seems that with the playbook and the internal process that we have, at the moment we can support. At the moment we support almost 10 different B2B SaaS companies, and it seems that with the process we can scale our resources and we can easily support another 10 or another 20.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to share on the podcast today?
Nothing, no specific agenda. I would like to hear from founders, from B2B SaaS founders. I would like to have a call with them. I would like to, what I always try to do, and it's not practically, it's not a sales process, but I always try to keep some time aside to discuss with new founders, discuss some ideas, to learn about new products. So if a founder wants to discuss about a new idea that he's building, or about his or her go-to-market approach, I would be happy to have a call with them. No string attached, just a conversation to share some ideas, to share some sites from probably relevant companies and similar companies. I would be happy to have these kind of conversations with early stage B2B SaaS founders.
Thank you so much, Vaios. Thank you for helping the community so much and sharing this value. Please, guys, go check out the podcast. I'm sure there's some great insights there. And yeah, looking forward to see you soon at SaaS Talk or potentially SaaS Talk
Of
local
course, of
Athens.
course. Thank you so much, Christian.
Thank you so much.